face down here. Today is a bit different because we're doing makeup today, and also, what do I have here? It's my high school blazer. Well, one of my badges like broke, and I missed my academics badge by 1%, so didn't get the nice braiding and everything. But also, I didn't really give it my all in high school. And that's what we're talking about today, the occasion for me wearing my high school blazer, which today I'm wearing this with absolute pride. In high school, I really pushed against school. And I'm here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about going to an Afrikaans school versus an English school. Going from being quite an achiever to really being in trouble most of the time. And I actually still have contact with one of my teachers, Miss Tui. That's you. Oh, I love you so much. So many of my teachers were really actually so good to me, and I don't think I realized it until it was too late. So let's get ready for nothing, just for the day. Let's just get vibes, and then chat about school. I've got my notes. I don't know what the notes are though, like I haven't read them, obviously. So let's go on a journey of discovery together. I'm going to do this while I'm doing my makeup. So, hi, welcome if you're new here. This is me. This is what I do. And I'm thinking I want to also do the story times while I do my makeup, because I feel like I love doing my makeup and I love doing story times. So like either I'll be doing arts or this. I don't know. Because I want to do my makeup again a little bit more often. Anyway, so I'm just going to read the notes. Like, sorry if it's a bit like, anyway, you guys know I'm all over the place. Today I want to talk about my real high school experience. The good, the bad, and what I actually felt like going through high school. This is my personal story, so it's not everyone's story. Emily, I'm just gonna be recording, so you don't worry, you can carry on. But yeah, thank you. Sometimes my brain goes like, and then I'm like, thank you. Okay. Where do we begin? So the school environment. Now, for starters, I really jumped around when it comes to school. And I literally went to so many schools. I started in CFA Pretoria when I was, I believe, 6 years old. And then I was there up until grade 3 when I got moved to Skuilgrond Laerskool Skuilgrond. And then from there, which, guys, I'm using the Essence foundation stick. I have mixed opinions on it, but I think when I'm using the primer, it works really well. Because on its own, I'm not as impressed with it, but with the primer, that's great. From Skuilgrond, Skuilgrond was where I actually started performing well in terms of sports. This was my first really like a big school that I was attending, and where I really started to genuinely actually just participate in school. Like, I don't know, like being in a small school is quite different from being in a more like a bigger public school, because there's a lot more competition in the sense of you have a really wide variety of people attending, and you have a lot of choices in terms of who you choose to be your friends or whatever. But that is not really like, I want to more so focus on high school today. But yeah, after that I went to Constantia Park, Law School Constantia Park, which I think was phenomenal. I think every school that I went to had really amazing aspects to it. I really am so blessed to have been raised with really good quality education. I'm gonna try and stay focused while I'm doing my makeup. Also, we're doing a bit of a colorful. Maybe we should do. Maybe we must do like. Okay, but I don't have. I've got forest green, but it's gonna be too green. I'll just do green today. Like I'm just gonna do green. So yeah, after Constantia Park, in Constantia Park actually, I really started to absolutely perform super well in terms of sport. I used to be a long distance athlete, and I actually managed to go to AS. Bear with me, we're not professionals here, we're just people. I managed to go to ASA multiple times, obviously with the help of my amazing coaches, I would say rather, because in grade 7 I started training at the high school, which that brings me to the next step. In grade 8 I went to Hoërskool Aldorijn, which more so like for 2 reasons, but it was more so for the athletic side. My mom really wanted me to go there as they had a really great coach, and also they had gasvryheid, which is, I actually don't know what they call that in Afrikaans or in English. It's not home economics, it's like, what do they call, what? Hospitality, I think that's what it is. Yeah, so went there for that. And honestly, Aldorijn is such a good school, but it was 40 kilometers away from my house. So I had to wake up in the mornings at 8 a.m. Get up. Oh, what am I saying? 8 a.m. Imagine what a life that would be. No, I had to wake up in the mornings at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I can't remember if it was 3 or 4, but I think it was potentially 4 a.m. and then I would get the bus at 5 a.m. or something like that. And I went on the school's sports bus. So I essentially had training in the mornings before school, because like I said, cross country, and I also went to Aldorijn for like the athletics. My coach is now at Waterkloof. Coach Olet. And then from there I would go to school. After school I would have training, and then I would only get home literally like at 6 p.m. normally. And then I would have to do homework and everything, and then I would have to do core exercises at home, like body strength exercises. Then after a while I approached my dad and I was like, listen, this is not really sustainable for me, because I also struggle. I'm not diagnosed with insomnia, but I really have horrible sleep. Like, I genuinely struggle to have my brain switch off, and I do believe it's because of the ADHD. Like I've mentioned in my video yesterday, exercise and even the Contramal Excel has been helping a lot with that, with regards to tiring my brain out to the point where when I actually go to bed, then I'm tired enough to sleep. But essentially, what was I saying? I forgot now. I got a message and I read it. Now I'm on a different note. yeah, I approached my dad and I was like, I literally am going to bed at 1 a.m., sometimes even after that, because my brain is not switching off. And I just can't deal with this anymore because it's a lot of training on my body. And I went to run overseas and I did really well. Like, it was, I was definitely, I would say, a professional athlete, if you can call it that, at grade 8. But I also ran, like, while I was in grade 8, I competed against matriculants and sometimes people outside of matric even. And it was really, it was quite intense for me, I would say. And all of that plus the little amount of sleep, and I didn't really eat well because I wasn't really like, I didn't pack myself lunches, and my mom didn't pack, my mom wasn't the, like, my mom was very, there's always food in the house, so pack yourself a food, like a lunch. So I just never bothered to, like, so I think nutrition and sleep wise, I really did not do well with that. Then I moved to Tiger Valley College, which is where I matriculated, which is high. And the move was a bit, like, it was very different for me. I do think there's a lot more pressure in Afrikaans schools. Like, I don't know, I think it's a parenting thing. I don't know. Like, I find that when I went to Tiger Valley, I found it quite easy to do well. And I expected to do really bad because it's an IEB versus a CAPS system, and it's a private school, and it is a little bit more performance, like, in the sense, like, you have to do a test to be able to accept it to the school, and like it's a little, different from what I was used to. At least I think Alderain's education is phenomenal. Well, actually, all the schools that I attended is actually genuinely, like, phenomenal. And once again, so blessed for that opportunity and to have parents that worked so extremely hard so that I could actually attend these schools. Then, yeah, so I went to Tiger Valley, and I think at the start everything went quite well. And then comes teenage hormones, and then comes getting distracted. And I think that kind of started my downfall in high school, is going into a relationship. Like, I know it sounds fun and I know it sounds great, and but I love this person. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person, and good and well, but it's just not necessary at that. Like, you can spend the rest of your life, but you can also just stay friends in that era. Because if you can stay friends through high school, and if you can stay away from just getting too serious, I think you can achieve a lot more. Like, I think if you can have the self-control to keep yourself out of a relationship throughout your high school journey, girl, guy, you're gonna do so much more in life. It takes a lot, and I didn't have that, clearly. Okay, but I'm going way too far off track. What was the topic even? What kind of school I went to, bruh? Where am I? I'm so lost. Okay, yeah, that's just kind of a background of my school journey. So the kind of school I went to, yeah, I went to in English. I'm gonna talk now. I'm gonna try and stay on more so Tiger Valley College because that's where I matriculated. But I do want to bring in other contexts. Anyway, I've been Afrikaans ever since, sorry, ne? But essentially, I am Afrikaans. I was raised Afrikaans. So culturally, my family, like the values, the norms, it's quite different from English values and norms. Not like in a necessarily good or bad way, it's just different. Um, so to me, the switch was phenomenal in a way of getting to experience other ways of doing things, but also this caused a shift in my trust in not trust in my parents, but kind of like I started really walking over my parents and I really stopped taking their authority seriously. Um, and I think this caused so many problems for me in the sense that I believed that I know everything and I am good and well and great, and yeah, basically I made a lot of bad decisions and whatnot. Um, but yeah, went to a really, really good school, and I have talked bad about the school ever since um, I have gone into my rebellious phase, and it has been quite a recent thing where I have genuinely reflected on my school experience and thought, wow, girl, like I had it so good. Let me move you guys maybe because the lights, hold on. Yeah. I think a big problem I have is if I'm making mistakes, I try and push my mistakes. Like, I try to blame everything I do or everything I am not doing well on anything else. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, basically, if I am not really performing well, then somehow it's the environment's problem. But then why is everyone else doing well? No, 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 because of my parents. No, no, because of this. No, because I'm disadvantaged. No, because, and I have made excuses for myself for such a long time, guys. I'm not really, I'm just switching between those ones and then the white shade. It's not really a tutorial, but hi. So I think a lot of my life, my biggest problem, or mostly my high school journey, I want to focus on that, has been literally just blaming everything but me for everything going wrong. And I find that all of the choices I made really, those are the reasons for my downfalls and for my, like not doing whatever. But okay, I'm once again going so far off topic. So cultures, rules, and expectations. I feel like while I was in school, I really didn't appreciate a lot of things that were set in place. And looking back, I'm like, girl, 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 why? Our school was genuinely actually so relaxed. Like it was strict in the sense of they had rules like don't have your nails long or don't, but just it wasn't bad. Like it really was such a good school, and I wish I had that mindset when I was in the school. And I actually don't genuinely like, I do think it was a relationships thing, but I don't really know why I went through such a rebellious phase. I think because my father was working away a lot, my mom had to do a lot of the parenting, and that caused a lot of drama between my mom and I. And I'm a very manipulative person, so I would like, well, not just me, like I don't think it's all on me. I definitely don't think it's all on me, but still, I would like to say that I do think in certain scenarios, I definitely misrepresented the situations a little, but that was a two-way thing. Like situations were being misrepresented, and then I would take it further in a different direction or whatever. So I think that like caused a lot of my rebellion, the lack of parenting structure in a sense, but also in saying that if my father didn't work away, I wouldn't have been privileged enough to attend such a good school. So it's a really tough, like, I don't think my parents really genuinely could have done. Like, I think now that I'm a mom, I'm looking back and I'm like, dang, these poor people, like, they really did all of that. And I just, like, yeah. Um, but I think the differences in terms of Afrikaans versus English, in an Afrikaans school, it's kind of like what I experienced, like high school, Eldorraine versus Tiger Valley. In Eldorraine, it was very much like kind of you fend for yourself because the school is a lot bigger. So they don't have time to be dealing with everyone's little bits and bobs of nonsense. Not that it's not a good school, like they do take things seriously, but you're not going to go and report every single little thing. Whereas with Tiger Valley, this is just what was talked. It's not like I don't have proof of this, but apparently the not the like the discipline the department, whatever you want to call it, they have got little scouts or whatever you want to call them, to listen to what's happening in the friends groups and the chats at break time, and then they would report back without us knowing what is happening. And to an extent, I do believe this is a good thing because obviously, like, I think the chats that kids can have can be very, very concerning. But also, like, um, I don't know, like, oh, it's such a tough thing because it kind of like created this hierarchy of, oh, these are the good kids, these are the teachers' pets, these are the, like, yeah, and then you would get in trouble and you just felt like you couldn't really always say whatever. But then again, going back to, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, especially with what's happening in the world right now and where um, schools and things are moving towards. The more I'm talking about this, the more I'm considering moving my child to Tiger. Anyway, she's still too young for that. Girl, it's expensive, these private schools. Dang, why? Like, I get it, but also like, damn, like this is like a bit much. um, uh, okay, rules and expectations. I don't know really. Expectations, I think, would stay the same because, like, we're all just expected to just be your best, and like, I think that just kind of like the idea of that stays the same relatively in all schools, I would say. Sorry, give me a moment. Hold on. Okay. So, academic pressure versus creativity. I honestly just skipped a lot of classes. I just kind of did my own thing, and I so regret that. Like, I would just go sit in the art class, and like, my parents were like, the school did take steps to get my parents involved, and I was so rebellious that not even my parents could help me at that stage. I genuinely was just living my own life and doing whatever I wanted to do, and I would run away from home, and like, I was really that kid. I did not go clubbing and I did not drink and I did not do like all of that stuff, but in other ways, I gave my parents so much more grief. Like, there was a stage where my parents literally had to lock the gate. I had to put a chain and lock on the gate to prevent me from leaving the house. So I genuinely was not, the best kid in that regard, and I really regret all of that. Okay, but anyway, that is, I don't know, academic pressure and creativity. Like, oh, okay. I do think, but that is a school thing. That's not a like the school that I attended thing. Um, I do find that trying to be creative in the schooling system is not rewarded. Like there's a structure, there's a way, there's a blueprint of what you are supposed to do, and if you don't follow it, you will not do well. And in a way, like I'm very sad about that, because I do feel like I could not really express myself always in ways like, for instance, I once got my own books and I did artworks in them to make my books pretty, and my teacher literally like refused me to use those books. They're lined, they're everything, and I just felt like I'm still doing the same work. It's still a lined book. It's just a different cover. Why am I not able to do something in a book that makes me happy? That teacher genuinely did not like me though. I didn't like her much either. But once again, going back to it was because I was disrespectful and I was being an absolute brat to a lot of these teachers, and I was being such a little know-it-all. Um, and I feel horrible. Like looking back, I'm like, these poor teachers go through so much already, and they do not get paid enough to deal with all of that. But yeah, I digress. Essentially, your creativity. I think in any school you can't really be. You just can't really be your full creative self. Like I think that's just a school thing. But anyway, um, feeling like I fit in or not. Okay, well we talked a little bit on that yesterday. I have never fit in anywhere, and that's kind of just my thing. I don't fit in. Like I never fit in anywhere. You can never categorize me in a group, but also because I don't fit in, maybe that's what happened as well. Because I don't fit in, I get categorized as an outcast, and then it kind of like goes to like, well, I'm not different in a good way, I'm different in a different way. So to an extent, I think that also like motivated my rebellion because, oh well, I don't fit in, so why must I try? Why must I try to do well? Why must I? But once again, I don't think it's a school thing, or I think it was just a me thing, and going through some things, phases. um, I don't know, like fitting in has never really been a problem to me. I do think I know, like in high school, I was really obsessed with fitting in though. I wanted to be the cool girl. I wanted to be the person everyone loves. I really wanted to. I cared so much about what people think of me, to the point where I think I really ended up being so fake. I really ended up being someone that, looking back, I'm like, why did you do that? And perhaps that's also where the disrespect came from towards the teachers, because I was being cool, right? Because it's so cool to be disrespectful. Shocker, it's really not. It absolutely brings you nowhere in life. It disadvantages you in such a, like, you can never get your school career back. Like you can redo your um, subjects or whatever. You're wasting time having to do that firstly, but it's not the same as achieving good grades in school while you've got the opportunity to do so. Um, I definitely had issues. Like I also wanted to be on social media and I wanted to be famous, and just don't. Like honestly, if you are not using social media to grow yourself and to grow your skills and grow who you are as a person, it's not going to bring you anywhere. Like, babes, I'm so sorry, but social media is not going to make you the next top model. Social media is not going to open the doors for you that you think it does. I've got 115,000 followers on TikTok, and to this day, I don't think it has opened life-changing doors for me. You know, like I love having a community, but it's not what I thought it would be. You're wasting your time. Focus on your grades, focus on things that actually genuinely matter in life. Like makeup. Hey. No, well, okay, social life. Friendships close versus surface level. Also touched a little on this yesterday. So I had one friend. Well, no, I had a few amazing friends, like absolute blessings that I had, but I didn't really see the value in those friendships until it was too late. With all of those friendships, I was so selfish and I thought I was so cool and I was so above everyone that I lost a lot of incredible. I don't have scissors with me, so I'm gonna try and make a star, but also I don't know how I'm gonna make a star because I don't know how to. Let me draw a star, and then anyway, oh, this one hasn't been activated. I had a few really close friends, but also I was more so a group friend person. Like I was kind of like I tried to be everyone's friend, because I've never really done well with having best friends in the sense of I always lose them. I always find a way to ruin friendships. Like I have big emotions, so someone does something small that upset me. Also, like I feel like I was perhaps a bully in a way. Like I. I don't know, and I would love for if you are someone that attended school with me and you felt bullied by me, please do message me and let me know, because I but I also don't know. I really don't know. Because that is something that it's an experience from the outside, like it's not something I can be like, oh yes, 100%. But if that is something I did, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so blessed to still have some of my friends today. Like literally Shannon, Hannah, Kaylin, like we met the other day. Well, Kaylin and I stayed in contact this whole time, but Shannon and Hannah, like I met at the gym the other day and we're like, oh hey, let's reconnect, like that's super awesome. But then there's friendships where I have absolutely ruined it and I miss them so much, like absolutely so much. And then there's friendships where along the way I just really learned like I can love this person from a distance, in the sense of I don't really relate to some things, but also like not that I would not want them in my life, it's just I think there's other people that might be better for their growth journey or for them as, a person. I don't know. But once again, with the friendships aspect, I was way too focused on boys and relationships and whatnot. And I don't know why. Like, I don't know why I thought it was so cool to be in a relationship in high school. Like, Miss Ma'am, no, you're wasting so much precious time. You could have the coolest sleepovers. You could literally spend all of that time living your absolute best, like, just growing friendships. I think high school is such a valuable time for growing friendships, and I missed that opportunity. I focused on everything but being a good friend and good student, and the way I regret that. But anyway, ooh, so cute. Anyway, I feel like I've got notes, but I'm also like just talking in circles. Feeling understood versus misunderstood once again. I think everyone always misunderstood me. Like my whole life, I've been misunderstood, so nothing new there. I do, however, there was one well, no, there's been a few teachers, but one teacher specifically, she helped me a lot without, I don't know if she really knows it or not, but it was my art teacher. Um, I just like, in school, I don't know, like I was going through so many phases of just not knowing who I am. And that teacher literally was like my best friend. And it was so good to have a best friend that is not my age, in the sense of she kind of like saw my pain without acknowledging it, but also helped me through it without like, talking about it, or like she was just there for me. She was just a space which Lynn could see. Hi, hello, donkey. Also had a really good music teacher at a stage. A lot of good teachers, but yeah, Mrs. Tui, oh, she's just a sweetheart. Everyone loves Mrs. Tui. No one does not like Mrs. Tui. Like absolutely no one. But Mrs. Tui, so she was my maths teacher. But then I moved to, because I took maths in grade 10, so, and she didn't give, so I lost her along the way as a teacher. But I don't know, hey, school. I want to talk. I want to do, like, I do want to go through the topics, and then I'm just going to chat about it. Drama versus, or drama or cliques. So we definitely had, like, we kind of had 2 cliques in school, perhaps 3 actually. But it was kind of like the cool girls and then the just everyone group. I was in the just everyone group, which that was so much fun. But the cool girls kind of had their stuff together. They gossiped and everything, but it was kind of like I feel like they kept out of trouble. Like, I don't think they got themselves in trouble a lot. I also think I was the only girl that really got myself in trouble though. Like, I don't think that was a school thing once again. I think that was a me thing. And I actually think I ended up influencing other kids to get in trouble. But I also don't know. I don't know. I don't know, like, drama wise, I don't really remember a lot. Obviously there was a lot of drama, but clearly nothing big enough to the point where I remember it up until now, or at least like nothing's really popping up. But there were definitely people where you could not be friends with these people, because every single time you try, they just show you that they're not meant for you. There's one girl in my life that I really like. I'm not gonna name you, but I pray for you, and I genuinely am so disappointed in so much. But anyway, like, when you trust someone, that is something, like, if you are in high school or whatever, or just like a person actually in general, like if you're a person, just if someone trusts you, and if someone opens up, and if someone like talks to you about their emotions, this is something that I really like. I made the mistake of doing this as well. But there's someone that I feel like did it so much worse than me. She was the local gossip, I would call her. But anyway, I often overshared information because I didn't understand that information should not be shared or whatever, but or to be relevant or whatever. But I really pray for this girl. I think she has made a lot of, like, I think she grew a lot in life based on what I see online. She looks different. She looks healthy mentally, if I can put it that way. But yeah, drama. Yeah, a lot of drama, but like nothing that I can think of. Nothing in school, like no school drama should be big enough that you care about it that much. Because like, I'm 25. I've been out of school a while, but also it's not been like ages. And I don't don't remember that test I failed. I don't remember like that one kid that said that one ugly thing about me. I don't know if that's relevant. Just like actually do well and be well. And honestly, like we think school is irrelevant, and to an extent it is, but also I think school is just more about being disciplined. Doing well is not about proving you are smart. Doing well is not about proving that you can do more than others. Doing well is proving that you can get yourself to do something that is absolutely not enjoyable, but you do understand that this is something that needs to be done, and actually just have like having the determination to pull through and give. Can this flippin' phone stop it now? Sorry, let me put it. Oh, it's fine. Just having the determination to actually give it your all. That is so much more difficult than people make it out to be, or not even make it out to be, but it's so much more difficult than we understand. And that, I believe, is the concept of school. That is why we are taken away from our families and go to this place to be educated, because in reality we are not being educated too much on topics. Yes, that happens as well. It is very vital to have knowledge on the world, but I think something that we miss about school that is much more important is, where's my tweezer, mum? Going through experiences around people of different backgrounds, experiencing new journeys of life around other people, and learning how people react to certain situations, learning how to communicate with other people so that you can live in harmony. If you can go through school and not be a teacher's pet, but like learn how to do well in different classes, because teachers are humans. They've got personality. The way your test is graded, unfortunately, there is a little bit of that, oh, this kid is an absolute annoyance in my class. If you are like, if you put yourself in a position where you try to be the best friend for those around you, you try to be the most like bearable person in class, you actually put in the effort to do the best of your abilities. Do not compare your grades to others, because that's irrelevant. If you know that you have done the work, if you know that you've studied, if you know that you focused in class, if you know you've tried, you should not care about the grade that you receive, because essentially in the end of the day, like, that's what it's about. It's about giving it your all and growing yourself. Teenage years it's such a vital time to get to know who you are and to get to know what your interests are, and the grades more so reflect what you are aligned to be able to do. Grades are not a thing to tell you you are stupid. You are not at all. It is to tell you, hey, so listen, you are phenomenal with science. Like, this is something that not everyone is doing well in necessarily. You're not above them. Do not think because you are getting better grades that you're above. Not at all. But this is something that you should pursue, because clearly your brain is aligned to understand these concepts a bit better. And if you are messing around in high school, if you are focused on what's happening on social media, if you're focused on all of these trends and all of these, like, I think there's a space and time for all of that, but your focus should really be on school. This is the biggest mistake I've made in my life. And I get so emotional about it, because I'm an intelligent person and I really could have gotten so far in life in such a different way if I just put my mind to it and if I focused, if I stayed on track, and if I just genuinely respected my teachers. Firstly, my grades would have improved because respecting your teachers helps a lot. It helps so much. Don't be a teacher's pet though. Like, just respect your teachers, respect your students, or your fellow students at least. And try and see the good in your school. Try and see like how privileged you are to be able to have an education. It's not cool to think differently. I thought differently because I thought it was cool to think differently. Newsflash, it's not. Anyway, loneliness even when surrounded by people. I definitely experienced this a lot. I think my husband healed me a lot in many ways. In making me understand that I can just be me. I don't need to be someone for someone to love me. I can just be me. And when you feel that you need to be someone to be loved, you tend to behave in certain ways, and you tend to like be someone that you don't know yourself. So you're not just alone in the sense of you still don't feel that approval, because newsflash once again, if you try to be someone else, you're still not going to get approved. People might pretend to approve that or whatever, but in reality, everyone gossips. Everyone has an image of you that they won't tell you to your face. So the best you can do is just be you. Be the best you, be the most you. Don't be afraid to be you, because being you, you'll discover who really aligns with you and who really is supposed to be your people, you know. I think being yourself is such an opportunity to grow your network, because then the people that like you are people that you might actually have connections with later in life, or you know, might relate to more in life. Whereas if you're going to be someone you're not, you've got a long life ahead of you. You are building connections that you're not going to be able to keep up. Yeah, just be fake. It doesn't bring you anywhere. Okay. Who I thought I was versus who I actually was. This is a difficult thing because I don't know if I even knew who I was. I can't really answer that one because I genuinely was so lost in every sense of the word lost. I don't even know. I genuinely don't know who I was or where I was. So I just know that I wasn't me. I wasn't being truthful to myself, and I wasn't being truthful to the person that I am, like, in my heart. And that prevented me a lot from achieving what I know I could achieve. I also would blame my lack of success on anything but me. Like, I wouldn't put in the work, but I would expect the results. Doesn't work that way, unfortunately as well, actually. Because how boring would that be if we just get anything and everything in life? What are we then living for? Like, what are we working for? What is success if we just get everything and not work for it? What is the point of that? You can have good grades if you did not work for those grades, then sorry, babe. Also, random side note, do not be bothered if someone's mother or father helps out at the school a lot more than your parents do, and if that child then gets moved forward in life a lot more than what you do. Newsflash, it's not going to realize for them in the same way in the real world. They can get anything and everything in the school era that the moment you step out of that school, your mommy, your daddy, they're not going to do that for you anymore. They're not going to be able to. It doesn't work that way in the real world, unfortunately. And also it's detached from you. Like, it does not affect your life. Being like a prefect, for instance, being head girl, being all of those things, like good and great. Firstly, a lot of those people really do deserve that. Dying, I would have not. Like, I definitely did not have the image of being in that space because I did not give it my all. So if the system is slightly glitched, whatever, in that way, just trust the authorities because they know what they're doing. They really do. Like, even if you think they don't, they genuinely know what they're doing. You just best believe. Maybe I should go back to university and finish my degree. I've got a different approach to life. I feel like, where's my sticky there? Here we go. Yeah, anyway, comparison to others. Once again, you can compare yourself to others. No one's going to stop you. But also, you're going to stop you. Like, in comparing yourself to others, you are literally preventing yourself from becoming you. Because being a teenager is really such a good space to learn who you really are and what you enjoy and what your dreams are. Start a vision board, like start telling yourself, okay, cool, this is something I genuinely, not something someone wants me to do. This is something I want to do. But also, we tend to think our parents try and force us in directions. Honey boo, no one loves you on this planet more than the person that birthed you. No one loves you and understands you better than your own mother. Now, I know there's different scenarios and situations for that, obviously, but in most cases, at least, your parents really know what's best for you. And if they're pushing you too hard, girl, they love you too hard. Like, they love you. They genuinely care for you and they want success for you. So them pressuring you to do more is them not saying you are not enough. It's them saying you are enough, but I know you can be more. And I want you to be more because I want you to be able to experience life at the maximum of your capabilities, and if you think someone does not love you for that, I'm sorry, but that is a lack of knowledge and life experience and something I genuinely had to learn the hard way. Your parents are wise. They are so wise. So wise. And they understand a lot about life that we don't understand yet. Now, they don't always know. Like, they don't always know everything. But still, they do know a lot. So, do take them seriously. Like, genuinely, just take your parents seriously and take their recommendations seriously. And if your mom says, do not drop science, babe, do not drop science. Because, like, you're going to regret it. You do think you're not. You're going to regret it. I regret it. I regret it so much. But anyway, like, I could have literally been a full-on scientist. I could have been a makeup scientist. I could have created makeup. Anyway, subjects I enjoyed with versus subjects that I struggled with. Okay, so I absolutely dominated computer science, like in my head at least. I really did well in computer science. I won a certificate for it and everything, but I didn't necessarily respect the teacher enough to get along and to really do well, like I could have done more if I respected the teacher. Like, mentally I knew what I was doing, But if I respected the teacher a bit more, I would have done the things, like I would have really well. I loved science. I loved biology. I loved maths. But because it was deemed difficult subjects, it seemed like effort. So I didn't care. So in maths, I barely put in any effort. Like I could have done so well. Like if I actually focused in maths, I did phenomenally well. But I didn't, and I dropped science because not gonna need it. I didn't do bad at science at all. And I regret that. I really do. But I did drop it for CAT, so computer application technology. So like in a way, like it worked out well, but I do still regret it. I loved art so much. But I don't think the subject really did anything for me in my life today. Like, I think if I had biology, science, and computer applications technology, that would have been good. Or perhaps instead of computers, like perhaps accounting or business. I think accounting more so than business. In a way, like I think that would have been a lot smarter to do. But also like art was my escape and that was my good space. So I did enjoy that a lot. Even maybe music. Perhaps I should have done music. I don't know. I don't know if there was really like a subject that I really like. I really did not like it. I don't know. Like thinking back, I pretty much like subject wise really enjoyed it. I think I just struggle to have my head be in the mental space of enjoying school, and I regret that. I so regret that. Like English, for instance, wasn't necessarily my favorite, but I made a good amount of money. Oh my gosh, if you want a side hustle in school, make notes. Make notes for every single subject and sell your notes. Goodness me, did I make some money with my notes. Like, damn, there's a lot of money to be made. Get onto groups, get onto school groups and like in different schools and make that bang, like bang that backward. Yeah, I don't know, like subjects I struggled with, ironically, I did the worst in art. Like the one that I enjoyed the most was the one I did the worst in. Learning style versus school system. Okay, now obviously I've got ADHD, so for me, lol. I don't even know like if I've got a learning style. Something that really helped me was walking. Like I would literally take my notes to the gym. Well, not the gym, but I did that in university. My boyfriend at the time, I don't actually know if he still is in an estate or what. Anyway, that's so relevant. He lived in an estate, so when I would visit him, I would go for walks and study. Like I would walk with my notes and study. That helped me a lot, but I did not study nearly enough to give advice on studying. Like I really needed to put in more effort. But also something that I did really like something I did that I genuinely think benefited me in life. I built hobbies and skills after school. Like I would do my homework sometimes. Do your homework though, it's good for you. It's only going to benefit you. Your teacher generally does not care. Like they care, but they don't care. They care because like they've got a job to do and you're like making their lives more difficult. But they don't care in the sense of if you're gonna be a stupid, like uneducated person, it's not gonna affect their life really. Like it really is not gonna do much for them. So they care, but you're really only suffering for yourself. Anyway, yeah, the school style, like I struggle to sit still, but I really feel like if I could go back in time, high school wise, not I would say from grade 10 especially, maybe grade 9, but especially grade 10, I wish I had the contromal XR because I'm diagnosed with ADHD, not just because it's like difficult or genuinely because I'm diagnosed. I feel like if I was on contromal XR back then, my life would have been very different to what it is now. Pressure to perform. I had a lot of pressure on me my whole life, but I would say that stopped when I moved to Tiger Valley. Like, my mom didn't care to attend any sport other than cross country, so I really enjoyed hockey, but my mom didn't attend, so I didn't really like get far with that. Like, I really enjoyed it a lot, but yeah, it's like really different going from having your mom be next to the field and running with you and taking photos of what you're doing to her not even attending anything that you're doing in terms of sport. So, and Tiger Valley had cross country, but it wasn't as serious. So that was also like I didn't really do well with that. So in terms of performance, like I've got badges, but I didn't perform. Not to the extent of what I was raised to do. And yes, my mom put a lot of pressure on me because she loved me and because she knew what I was capable of. And I made the mistake of seeing that as my mom is pushing me and she's like, babe, no, your mom loves you. Your mom loves you and she wants to see you succeed in life. Your mom is doing for you what no one did for her. And that is something I so regret because I lost it. I lost that support. I think maybe I should do glitter because obviously glitter. Oh my goodness, I need to actually like. Oh, did school support different types of intelligence? I would say no, but also like how viable is it to really like have one educator, you know, to cover all of this like the learning styles. Um, some teachers did it in a way, but I think teachers are not being paid enough in that regard. I think that is something that needs to happen at home in a way. In a way, you know. But I don't know if anyone really did horribly in school. Like, we had really good teachers. Like, for the most part, there was one maths teacher, like, but shame, she was also going through a lot in her personal life. And I think we forget that teachers have lives as well. So show them some grace. But yeah, I just did not flourish in that class. I really did horribly. Anyway, I don't know. I don't really know. So ADHD traits showing up. So many. So many. So many. But my struggles with relationships really dominated in that era. Like me not being able to show respect towards teachers and just I don't know, like the lack of care, you know, for the subject. Like if I didn't like the procrastination and the so many ADHD traits that affected my life in that era. Yeah, I can't even mention them. Like it was all of them. Struggles with focus and structure, 100%. Like, yeah, but that focus, you know, like struggle with that to this day. It's ADHD, teachers understanding versus not understanding. There's a difference between, so teachers can understand that you have struggles, but also like, how much must a teacher take? How much must they bear what you are putting them through just because you have a different learning ability? Like, you are in a normal school. If you wanted to be treated different, go to a special needs school. Like, it's not your teacher's job to an extent. Like, they're there to educate you, but if you don't want to take that in, as someone with ADHD, you need to find the joy. You need to find a way to stay focused. For me, like, looking back, I do wish that I did go on Control Excel back then. But even just a mindset change in respect these teachers, because they are your teachers. Like, they know a lot more than you do about these subjects. Is what they do. They're there to help you. They're not there to punish you. So I don't know what would have helped me back then. Once again, genuinely think the Control Excel. I wouldn't start that early in life because I don't think it's necessary, but high school for sure, I think it could help a lot. Only because I'm diagnosed with ADHD. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think what would have helped also is to not focus on relationships and to focus on friends. To focus on maintaining friendships and maintaining good, not relationships, but like good relationships with teachers, if that makes sense. Cultural differences in the Afrikaans versus English school. There's a lot. I would actually like people in the chat to like add into this if you can relate. But Afrikaans schools, you're raised a bit different. So I think switching from that strict parenting style and all the kids are raised in that way to a more, oh, you're just my love little nunus parenting style in the English way. Like, that's how I see it, at least. That I think that led me to go into a rebellion in a way, because it's like, oh, but I'm just like, like, I lost that authority of elder people, and I really, really needed to keep that. It was a good thing to keep. Discipline style. I don't know if the schools really like, I do think teachers in Afrikaans schools have a bit more of that tough voice, like, that, like, but not significantly. I think people in English, especially private schools, like the teachers, they're definitely a little bit more in the spotlight because you're very replaceable, because everyone wants that position in a way. I think that's how I view it from my perspective, at least. Identity and language. I don't know if it was an age thing but I do think swearing and the topics we talked about got very normalized very easily. But when I'm thinking back, I'm like, no, but it's the same in the Afrikaans school. I think it's just about who you mix with, and in the English school you don't really have a lot of people to mix with, so you kind of like. But I don't think anyone was really bad influences, like, like. No, I do think there's someone that was maybe like. But anyway, they came from a school that was a bad influence school, so like bad. Let me not expand. Anyway, yeah, I just like reflected for a moment. I think I realized where my life has taken the wrong direction in terms of school. Yeah, community versus individuality. I really did feel a community in my friends group for a long time, at least, until there was one person that joined the friends group, and I think that shattered the friends group. I think we had such a good friends group, and then it merged a little and diverged. Yeah. Oh, but then also like versus Afrikaans. Oh, I had a way better friends group in the English school compared to the Afrikaans school. In the Afrikaans school, I was so judged and so outcast. It's not even funny. Like, I was so welcomed in the English school. I was the problem. In all of the friendships that ended, there's one that I don't think, but most of the friendships that ended, I was the problem. Um, Teachers who made a difference are Miss Tui, Miss Kutsia, even funny enough, my science teacher, Mrs. Poseidonod, she, like, I could see in her eyes, like, almost like this mom look of, you are so disappointing, but in a way of she knew that I could do better. And I think I upset her so much because, like, she's a science teacher and, like, I think I could have done a lot better. But oh, and then just someone that I loved was Mrs. Swanepoel, my biology teacher. She's such a sweetie pie, such an angel. Like, oh my gosh, loved her to bits. My maths teacher, like both Mrs. Tui and then what was his surname? He left. Mr. How am I forgetting? He like literally does like park runs and things, and so I've seen him a few times in life, but what's his name? I forget. But such a good maths teacher as well. Um, Someone that I like, I've got this like weird, like, oh, I just appreciate this person and they're so unique. Was the history teacher, Mr. I forget all of their names. Um, Honestly, a lot of them. I can't really, like, I think all of the teachers were good. I think the ones that I liked less were because of me not being a good person to them. I don't think any of the teachers were bad. No, actually, no, okay, well, not a bad person, but there was one teacher that I genuinely like. I'm not going to name the subject because I think it's going to be a little. um, but the person definitely, they've gone through a lot in their life and stuff, and I think that era also was a lot for them. But I just, sure, yeah. Anyway, but a teacher, oh yeah, no, like a few of them made a difference in a way that they don't know. I'm really forgetting his name. What's happening? It said I'm live again. Mr. Mostert. Got it, Mr. Mostert. He was also just a fun, oh, I've just had such good teachers, honestly. I had such good teachers. I'm trying to think back to grade 8 if I enjoyed any of the teachers to the extent of like, wow, this teacher like made a difference in my life. I enjoyed art, but I can't remember the teacher. Like, I feel like it was a good person. I can't. My coach, like, was great, but I don't know if I really recall a lot of teachers from grade 8. Like, I don't know if I really remember any of them to the extent of, like, this teacher, this one made a difference in my life. And I'm gonna, like, I feel horrible if there were teachers that really, the English teacher was a sweetie pie, but I don't remember her name. I don't, yeah, there weren't really any subjects that I can think of. This was, and yeah, teachers who didn't understand me. Um, well, there were some, but I think once again, like, you can't spend so much time into each child in a way, but also, like, I think I was the problem. Like, I think then they could recognize it was rebellion, and it's kind of like, what do you do? Because they did take the steps of calling my parents and things, and it was a change that needed to be made from my from my side, and I just didn't make that change. The impact teachers have on confidence. Yeah. A teacher can really make you feel stupid or smart, but oh wait, there was also another science teacher, Dr. Anyway, all of my teachers though, like if I didn't mention you and you were somehow watching this, like somehow, like you were also great. I really think most teachers were pretty amazing. So extracurriculars, sports and activities. So yeah, I did sports, but I didn't really perform that much in high school after leaving Alderaan. I didn't put enough effort into that, and I regret that in a way. Like I really do. But also, if I had to choose between sports and academics, I really think focusing on academics and cultural, like that would have been really good. Because I don't think sports really affects your life after school, unless if you're really going to sports. I think staying active is really important, but I don't know, like sport is more about the sportsmanship of it, creative outlets. Oh, me, just being me, like anything and everything. Where I felt most like myself. In a way, so in my friends group, I really did to an extent feel like myself until a few changes were made and things, and but there were a few people like randomly, like I had a few friends that really just made me feel like you are so enough. Like the most random is like someone like Malcolm, for instance, or even Josh, in a way, like the way these people just, you can just be silly, you can just be you. And one of my girlfriends, like Kirsten, used to be that as well. And someone that was also so good to me in that era was Skyline. Like there were so many people that genuinely long term. Eventually, like Shannon joined the school, and Hannah and I had art, and so we also like had good connections in that way. But on a very like on a deeper level, in the sense of I can just be me fully. And then there was Charlotte, which I also got close to in university, but yeah, that fizzled away, and I miss her so much. I miss Kirsten beyond measures. I had really good friendships. I think my friendships made me feel like I could be myself. But then I ended up getting into a relationship early, and I think we're not mature enough to be in a relationship in high school, and you're still figuring out who you are. You can't figure out who someone else is before you figure out who you are. And I don't think the person that I was in a relationship with is a bad person. I don't think it's the person that was meant to be with me. I think it was a convenience relationship, rather like I think it was an attachment rather than love. And I think that was a really big distraction, but also the pressure of having a relationship in high school, you end up being someone that you're not. So I think that was a really big mistake I made. Not that the person necessarily is at fault for making me not feel like myself, but the concept of a relationship. I think my ex and I could have been really good friends if we never went into a relationship. I think that would have been a really smart choice. I think we could have been good for each other in a friend manner. But I really do think that relationship affected, I don't know, I can't speak for someone else, I can't speak for his part, but for myself, oh, and a different friend, Antoinette, such a random side note, such a good person. Like, oh my gosh, so many people like, and Kaylin, Kaylin and our friends now, though, like more so than in school. Even Shanae is such a good heart. So many good souls. Like, the more I'm thinking back, I'm like, oh, I remember you. Oh, I remember you. Bookie, oh my gosh, I loved Bookie so much. No one understood Bookie. I feel like I understood her in a way. I don't know, like people understood her, but I feel like I saw her in a different, like, oh, I just loved her. Kurgan as well, it's just so many people. I need to reconnect with these people. Let's have a reunion. I need to like reconnect with people. I miss my school friends. I'm getting emotional. Like, I genuinely miss these people so much. I think when you're going through life in a weird way, like having people that understand you but also don't, but just accept you, such a beautiful thing. Like, I was my worst person in high school up until, I would say, like, until after high school still, but after high school I really started like finding myself a bit more. But I was the worst, and somehow most of these people still made me feel loved. There were two guys that I up until today don't like, because if you know who you are, like, you are not watching this firstly, but I got bullied because I went viral on TikTok, and whether they think they bullied me or not, like, I was told, no, my dad bought my followers. Meanwhile, my dad didn't even know I had social media. um I don't like you. Like, I hope you're a better person today. No offense, but I really don't like you. I need to work on myself to be able to like you. But I also don't know you well enough. Shame. Anyway, emotional struggles. Oh my gosh, I struggled with depression, and I don't think we talk about this enough. If you are in school right now, and you just need someone to talk to, if you need someone to give a call and you don't have that friend, or if you don't feel like you've got that person, please give me a call. Like, you're probably not watching this anymore, but give me a call. Give me a call, chat to me. You can send me a message on Instagram, letterbomb_official. I think my phone number should be there or something. I don't know. Just send me a message and then you can give me a call. I would love to be the person that I did not necessarily have in that way, or the person that I didn't reach out to in that way. I would love that, like, for someone else, you know? Yeah, I struggle with my emotions in many ways. Pressure and expectations, once again, I didn't really care about those, which is horrible. If you've got someone motivating you, please take that. It's rare. It's rare to have people care enough to motivate you when they're struggling themselves. Things I didn't understand at the time is that you don't need a relationship. Like, yeah, you can. Obviously, you can. You've got full autonomy of your own body, but it's really just not. It's just not benefiting you in any way. It genuinely is not benefiting you at that age. Um, it's nice. It's convenient. It feels whatever, but and the tough thing is you can't tell someone at that age to not go in a relationship. It's just a mental thing. It's almost a thing of being wise enough to make the decision, or being actually just clever enough to understand that it's not the time. You've got so much time to go into a relationship. It's just not necessary. It really is a distraction to what your goal should be in that phase. Life is about phases, and if you do the most in certain phases, or if you try to achieve the most in certain phases, like, you're gonna get so far in life, and your focus should not be a relationship. That is my opinion, at least. Also, focusing on friendships, focusing on spending quality time with your girlfriends. Like, build your bridesmaid girls. Like, build that. Be the friend that joins people together, not the person to divide. It really doesn't matter what people think about you. You're not supposed to be on the top. You're supposed to be equal. Diffuse the drama. Bring people together. Do not gossip, because it's not good. Do not, I repeat, do not at all, in any way, romantically or whatever you want to call it, speak to any of your girlfriend's brothers. Do not. I lost a friend that was worth so much more than a flirty conversation. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Yeah, honestly, build your badges. It doesn't mean anything, but the dedication and the discipline to be able to do so, that means a lot. What would I tell my younger self? Okay, well, all of these things that mattered versus things that didn't. Honestly, what mattered was just being disciplined and focusing on what your abilities are and really, really absolutely exceeding in those. What did not matter was the test that you failed, even though you tried. What did not matter was that person that gossiped about you. What did not matter was that one photo of you that got sent to everyone that you did not like. What did not matter was how many likes you got. What did not matter was whether someone thought, I don't know, like like anything anyone thinks about you doesn't matter, but also, like, what matters is representing yourself in the best way possible. You need to try to be a likable person, but don't change yourself to be that. Just be the most you, and don't swear, and don't do drugs, don't go clubbing, don't it just what's the point? Like, what is the point of that? Anyway, advice to students, to parents, to people who feel different. Advice to parents: please, please, please spend quality time with your kids. Take your kids out and spend quality time. No phones allowed. Get a camera, take photos, scrapbook. Know what's happening in your child's life. Talk to your child and never make them feel guilty for the mistakes that they've made. Make them feel comfortable about any topic to speak to you, because if they're not going to speak to you, who will they speak to? And you have got the best knowledge for your child and what they need. You need to be the person to give them guidance. Be on the same level. Understand, even if spending time looks like helping them with homework in the sense of learning together. Do the homework together. Like, wouldn't you want to experience school again for once? Wouldn't you want to feel like you are 16 again? Do that. Like, do their sports with them, train with them. High school is such a beautiful besties phase. Be your child's best friend, but still be their parent. Don't okay everything that they're doing, but you need to get on their level in a way that you can understand what's going through their hearts and their minds, because high school is more crucial than we understand or we think. And then to students in school, everyone says this, but really, you are wasting your own time. You know where you are wasting your own time. I don't even need to tell you. You have potential and you know it. You've got dreams and you know it. You're not going to reach your dreams with distractions. Remove any distraction, focus on where you're meant to go, and just genuinely give it your all, because you've got one chance at high school. You've got one chance. That's it. Once. And you're gonna need it. You're gonna need to do well. You're gonna need those friendships. You're gonna need it. You think you're not. I thought I didn't. You're gonna. Yeah. And I want you guys in the chat to tell me, did you enjoy high school? Did you feel like you belonged? And what is your Afrikaans high school experience or your English high school experience? And then, yeah, I think, well, it says, yeah, high school is such a small part of life. You grow into yourself after. You're not defined by that season. And I agree, but I also disagree. You're not defined by it, but it certainly could be the introduction to your chapter or to your book. That's the thing. There, right there. High school is the introduction to who you are as a human, because high school is the first time in your life where the choices you make are truly your own choices. Yeah. Anyway, that was a fun episode. I really enjoyed this so much. Thank you guys for watching if you do. And like and subscribe if you want to. Engage if you want to. I do this for me. Love for this to be big one day, but it's not about that. It's about therapy for myself and talking about life. Okay, bye.